Hi, it's Marcel. I'm back with a new video. I'm a little bit nervous to do this video just because I'm going to be very transparent through it, and I'm going to be talking about stuff that's been really tough for me. But I feel like it's important to educate and to kind of reach out a helping hand if anyone else needs it. Mental illness. I have talked about it in the past in my videos before. I had an entire video about anxiety, but I didn't get into everything. Today I am, because things have kind of took a turn for the worse for me. I've been dealing and struggling with mental illness my entire life. It runs in my family. A lot of my family members struggle with it. Well, I remember I was like 5 years old, had to go to a counselor. My mom said it was because of my parents' divorce, but that I went to counseling 2 years before they even got divorced. I don't remember. My dad says he doesn't remember. My brothers, they don't know. I was 11 years old, 11, 12, I was in 6th grade, and I was bullied pretty bad. This girl named befriended me, and then she made rumors up calling me a whore because me and my former best friend were so close, and she was like, I was like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I didn't even have my first kiss yet. You know what I mean? I barely held hands with a boy. So when she was telling everyone me and had slept together when we were in 6th grade, it really messed me up. And I remember she would call me a whore all the time. She wrote whore on a piece of paper and taped it to my back. And some girl I wasn't even friends with told me. I wanted to kill myself after that. A few weeks later, I had a crush on this kid knew he would never, you know, he was like popular. This was me in 6th grade. No boy was looking at me. Well, then I remember one day my friend told me that was actually interested in me and wanted to be my boyfriend. And I was like, what? So I said yes. We went to the dance together. I remember he didn't want to dance. He just wanted to sit in the corner, in a dark corner, and it was just so weird to me. Well, like a day later, he broke up with me, and he told me because he literally asked me out because he heard that told everyone I had slept with, and that's why he dated me, because he thought he was gonna get some. We were in 6th grade. What? And mind you, that year was a year after I was in 5th grade, and this kid named tried to kiss me at Waldemere, and I wouldn't do it. I was like, ew, gross, no. He told all of his friends that we had sex together at Waldemere. It's an amusement park if you're not around here. And then a year later, that happened. Like, again, like I said, I never even kissed a boy. I had my first kiss like when I was like 5, but not like a real kiss. I barely even held hands, so that really f***ed me up. I remember after that day, when said that, I went home and tried killing myself. And it just kind of went from there. I started drinking when I was 11 years old. I just started rebelling. And then when I hit like 16, all I did was sit on MySpace, eat cosmic brownies, and that's it. And that's what I looked like. I gained a lot of weight. And then, you know, past boyfriends, you know, mentally, physically, and emotionally abused me. It just kept going like this. I had people molest me, rape me when I was like 17. My mom put me in anger management counseling because I've always had a really bad temper. Really bad. I go from 0 to 100 like that. She also put me in drug and alcohol counseling. And like, I almost got kicked out of school for a lot of this shit. I started going to a counselor. I was probably like 20. Really connected with my first counselor. Her name was. She actually was married to a guy that was 30 years older than her. Chris is 17 years older than me. Her husband had a vasectomy and then reversed it when they got married, and they had a daughter together. It was like the same thing that I was going through, she went through, but then she moved. And in between then, that's when I got really bad into my drug use and drinking. During all that, this is in 2013, I befriended someone who wasn't a friend. He made up lies. Chris and I actually split, and that night that we broke up and had this big fight, I tried killing myself. It was bad. I ended up going into the psych ward for a little bit, and then I was homeless, and then finally we got back together. But well, then I switched and saw a different counselor and a different psychiatrist. I've always been one that's like, they give me medicine, but I just don't want to take it. Well, after I got clean, my psychiatrist was like, I don't want to give you any narcotics, so no Xanax, no Klonopin. So he put me on hydroxyzine, and that actually really works. I go to my counselor a couple times a month. I would stop for like 6 months and then continue to go back. So this is where we're up to date. Basically, I have bipolar 1, OCD, body dysmorphia. I also have PTSD. I also suffer from severe anxiety and severe depression. So all of that in one. So 2 months ago was like what? The end of June. I took what is called a sleepwalker. And that was basically an Adderall 30 in a bottle. I did it for 2 days in a row, running on 0 sleep. And I remember I was at work and all of a sudden I wanted to kill myself. I had suicidal thoughts. And I was like, wait, what? Whoa, this is weird. Well, it kind of went downhill from there. And I'm not saying it was because I took Sleepwalker. It was just something that snapped in my head, I guess, that day. So then I go on vacation. I stayed at home, but it was a week vacation. I thought that would rejuvenate me to want to go back to work, but it didn't. I still was at that
you guys, I don't give a
attitude. Every time I get my evaluations at the end every year at work, they're always like, you're the hardest worker, I always got the best score, you know, like that's what my manager said. They were like, you're really good at your job. And I mean, this is the job I've had the longest. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. A lot of it had to do with my mental illness and a lot of it had to do with my addiction problems. Well, I know that I haven't been on my A game. I know. I mean, I can't handle stress as it is, but lately it's just been worse. And I'm really easy to be like, F this, I'm done. Ouch. F this, I'm done. Like, done. But I've been slacking a lot at work. And it's been like at that point where I'm like, I don't give a F. I don't care anymore. I noticed it was getting harder for me to get out of bed every morning. Like all I did was sleep. So during my vacation, I went back to my psychiatrist and my therapist. He put me on Lexapro. Well, the problem with that is I'm bipolar, so I need a mood stabilizer to balance me out. He didn't put me on one. So for a month, I was manic. I was just like, go, 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 constantly. I wouldn't sleep, but I felt fine. I like being manic because it's like, I'm not low, I'm really high. But then it got to the point where I was having suicidal thoughts while I was manic. And that's kind of scary, because like, with a big grin on my face being like,
I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I am.
Like that, and that's scary. So I finally went back to my psychiatrist. He gave me Latuda, which is an antipsychotic. And for some reason in my head, I'm just like, I don't want to f with that. I don't want anything that's gonna make me gain weight, cause fertility problems, because we already have, you know, problems. And I just don't want anything to affect me because I do want to have a kid. So he put me on that. It took me like 2 weeks, 3 weeks to start taking it. And then I thought things were getting better until something happened and I was like, you guys, this place is bullshit, I'm out. And I ended up having like a complete breakdown in Top's parking lot. I called my mom, I said I was gonna crash the car into a building. I was so done. And then I was just like, I gotta go talk to Chris. I have to talk to him. A ball of mess. And this is when I thought maybe things are, you know, starting to even out, and no. And then there was another night where I actually did like attempt. In my head, I was like, I'm going to kill myself. But then after I did what I did, I was calm, so I was just like, never mind. And I don't like that. I don't want to go back into the psych ward, especially in town. I mean, if we had one that was actually decent and not like a jail cell, then I would definitely go, but no. And plus, because I have such bad memories of the time I did go, like I just get this bad anxiety in me that, all right, I'm gonna go, and then when I come out, I'm gonna be homeless. You know what I mean? Like I have that, and even though like I have nothing to hide now, I'm honest, I have, you know, I'm being completely transparent with Chris, and I'm not being an idiot like I was back then. And I don't have friends that are making up. My therapist and my psychiatrist brought up maybe let's take FMLA from work, take a leave of absence. So I talked to my boss, but that took weeks for it to even take effect. But tonight was my last night. It's been hard contacting suicide hotline number almost every night. There's an app called 7 Cups. This is non-sponsored, but check out 7 Cups if you're going through because they have listeners on there. And they also have therapists on there as well. 7 Cups is awesome. My brother steered me into that app. I don't want this leave to be bad for me, like to where I just sleep and sleep and sleep. I'm hoping maybe they can just put me on a mood stabilizer, and then while I'm on my leave, I can get adjusted to that. My plan is to go back rejuvenated and ready to work. I just feel like I need to explain because a lot of people are like,
oh yeah, I understand it.
And they're like,
well, Marcy, what the fuck?
It's frustrating. If you could go into my mind, you would see how scary and dark of a place it really is and how confusing it is. It's like a tornado. Even if I try to explain it, I can't because it's so difficult and draining and exhausting and confusing and scary. But I want people who don't really understand to understand that if I have a good day, that doesn't mean I'm better. You know, it doesn't mean everything is good up here. I really hate when people assume and judge. Like, be open-minded. You know, have a human-to-human reaction because mental illness, let me look it up. suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. Each year, 44,965 people die because of suicide. For every suicide, there's 25 attempts. On average, there are 123 deaths by suicide per day. That's awful. And people really need to wake up and realize how severe mental illness is. I mean, yeah, there are some people that have mental illness that will shoot up a school or shoot up, you know what I mean, kill people, but most of the time we want to kill ourselves before killing anyone else or even hurting anyone else. Quit being so ignorant about it. If they don't know, be honest. Ask questions. You know, there will be some times where I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. But most of the time, I will be open about it. I will talk to you. I will try to explain myself to you as best as I can. But on that note, I do have a very small support group system, and I just want to thank them real fast before I end this video. My husband, Chris. My mother. My father. My big brother, John. My sister-in-law, Molly. My cousin, Andrea. My manager, Steph. Her boss, my big boss, Wayne. Izzy. Tana. Nikki. Lorinda. Kenna. Tony. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I just wanted, I don't know, to update what's going on as well as explain. And if you or someone you know is struggling, here is the suicide hotline number. Don't be afraid to call. And if you like, subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on social media. You can message me on I'm an open book, and I will listen to you if you have a problem or just need someone to talk to. Because I know how hard it is to open up to people that may not deal with it or don't understand. But I'm out like boner in sweatpants, like a sad boner in sweatpants, a droopy one. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.